Hey everybody, as you can see, I am not home. My sister is getting married this weekend, so me and Izzy flew out to be a part of it, but I forgot to do my intro for my Bundt lasagna, my Cooking 101 on a budget. So here it is. Welcome to another episode of Cooking 101 on a budget. It's gonna be our Lasagna Bundt, and I believe, if I remember correctly, I only spent $28 on it. So take it away, Heather. Thanks, Heather. So the first thing I did was I made my list with all my ingredients, and then I headed to the grocery store to pick it all up. So next up is the grocery store. Here is all our ingredients to make the Lasagna Bundt. I don't think it's a Lasagna Bundt cake. I'm gonna say a Lasagna Bundt or a Bundt lasagna. I'm just not sure yet. Mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese, ricotta cheese. Now I did get 2 packages of Parmesan, but I don't know if I'm going to need them. Sorry about that, my doggies. Lasagna, ground beef, 2 eggs, garlic, tomato paste, garlic salt mixed with parsley, and then Italian seasoning. And then the creamy vodka is for a topping after you're done making it. So here's everything I got, and I'm gonna show you how much it cost. Okay, so for this Meals on a Budget, it's only $28.02. Now, if I don't need the Parmesan cheese, then you can subtract $2.22 from that. So that's like, what, 25 something? And then of course, I'm still using that garlic. And then, you should have the seasonings in. I actually threw the Bundt pan in there for you. So, I mean, I think most of us have the seasonings as we're making things, and you buy the seasonings and you won't have to buy them later. So $28 for this dinner for our family of 10. We're gonna get started on our Lasagna Bundt. I have my ground beef in here, 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, 1 tablespoon of minced onion, and 1 tablespoon of garlic. So we're gonna get that cooking. There we go. Gonna use my wonderful Pampered Chef chopper. So while the meat's going, we're gonna get the cheese part ready for the lasagna. I already cooked my noodles and I let them cool. So I'm gonna grab my noodles because you gotta be able to touch them, and if they're too hot, you're not gonna be able to touch them. So after this is cooking for a little bit, I'm gonna turn this on low. I use really lean meat, so if you find that it's kind of sticking, add a little bit of water. But once that gets done cooking, we're also gonna add 1 can of tomato paste. So I'm gonna get everything I need out for the cheese part of it, get that together, then we're gonna start constructing our Lasagna Bundt. So it is 1 cup of mozzarella cheese. I use my hand. And then 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. There we go. 2 eggs. Now, I think this is gonna be a double yolker, so that's why I got just a small one. And I guessed it right. So I got a big and a small. And then a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Then a tablespoon of garlic. And then this is 15 ounces, 2 cups, almost 2 cups. All right. I've made lasagna so much, I kind of remember the recipe already. All right, now we're just gonna stir this together and then wait for the meat to be done, and then we can start layering our lasagna, our Bundt lasagna. Looks great. You can just do basil or oregano if you want in here, but I don't know. I mean, I want to use all the Italian seasonings. All right, that looks great. All right, I'm going to set these aside, and then we're going to come back and start constructing our lasagna. I added the tomato paste to my hamburger. I did it when my hamburger was like almost done. So I'm just going to mix this up, and it is going to cook again in the oven. I'm just gonna mix this really good, and then we're gonna start putting together the lasagna. I would make sure that I would add seasoning and tomato paste, because if you add tomato sauce, it has so much liquid in it that your Bundt might not stay together. All right, that looks great. All right, so we're gonna start constructing this. I have my noodles, my cheese ready to go, my ricotta cheese, and my sauce. So let's start by placing your noodles inside your pan. And you're gonna want them to go up to the very top because you're gonna be layering it. And you wanna make sure that you get the noodles kind of close. You wanna try and have no gaps. And they are gonna be sticky. So there you go. And then just keep going all the way around the pan. Yeah, they're a little sticky right now, so they're not working very well for me. And you wanna make sure that you overlap everything because the cheese and the meat will all like seep out the sides. And these noodles are pretty thick. I did a box. I think I'm gonna be okay with a box. I guess we'll see as I go around, but they are sticking really good. I guess that means they're gonna keep their shape. All right, so just go all the way around like this, and then we'll start putting all the stuff in. The first thing we're gonna do is put the meat down. So you want a layer of meat on the bottom. Some of your noodles might curl up on you, that's okay. Just put some meat in there and they'll be fine. There we go. So you're gonna do 2 layers of meat, so make sure you keep half. And then just spread it around. There we go. And like I said earlier, you don't wanna use spaghetti sauce. There's too much liquid in spaghetti sauce. It will not stick. Okay. Let's press it right down in there. And then next up is another layer of noodles. So just cut those noodles and set those in there. Could you layer it like a lasagna? If you wanna cut them ahead of time, you can. All right, so next up is gonna be, make sure those curled up noodles get high because you want that center there. Your cheese. If you make too much, that's okay. You can make a little tiny mini lasagna. All right, so we're gonna get the cheese in there. I think this is my favorite part of a lasagna, is the cheese. All right, there we go. And we are gonna bake this at about 375 for maybe about 30-40 minutes. Your meat's already done, but you wanna get the cheese done. Then you're gonna do a layer of mozzarella cheese because you want the cheese to bind to the noodles, and then a layer of noodles. And then we're gonna finish with the meat on top. All right, there we go. There we go. Now the rest of the meat sauce. Okay. And then we're gonna finish it off with some more cheese. Spread that around. There we go. And then I used mozzarella last time, so I think I'm gonna do Parmesan this time. So Parmesan cheese all the way around it. All the way around it. And now all you're gonna do is pull the flaps over to seal the top. Just like this. And you wanna kind of pull them a little tight and see how it's kind of layering over itself. That keeps it from seeping out when you flip it. So pull really tight. There you go. Super cool. All right, there we go. Now we're gonna bake it at 375 for about maybe 30-40 minutes, and then we're gonna flip it over and pray that it works. Okay, it's done. Now we're gonna flip it and see if it works. Here we go. Yes! It worked!
Way to go, hon!
Woo! Yes! I'm so excited I can't take it. That's awesome.
Like I'm not eating lasagna tonight.
All right, so I have my sauce cooked. This, I can't hardly believe it, but it did it. Now I'm gonna cut it and see if it's here. We go.
You need to take the.
All right, here we go. Who wants the first piece? Willow's like me. Okay, we're gonna see if it works here. I think it is. I think it's gonna work. All right, here we go. It's so hard to do a video when your whole family's around. All right, Willow, I think it's gonna work.
Yay.
It is a little crunchy on the bottom. All right, here we go. Ooh, look at this. Okay, and then you get this.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to Willow. And I put the sauce on top. Look at that. Okay, Willow, here you go. All right, well, thank you for joining me on our budget meal of making a lasagna bundt for $28.02. Don't forget to follow Jezebel's 10. Make sure to subscribe and like.